What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be all about the new RNC Super Lite cranks, the new revised version, comparing them against the old version that was sent to me. And if you guys haven't seen those other two videos about my buying experience as well as the failure of the original versions, check those videos out, the link's in the description below. But before we do that, I want to let you know that the situation with RNC has been resolved. I haven't seen an official statement from RNC yet. Maybe this will be the official statement letting you guys know that the situation has been resolved. So I'm going to do a comparison against the old set versus the new revised version, as well as talk about something that's been brought to my attention by several people in my direct messages that I do want to address because apparently I'm not given the opportunity to address this person. So I'm going to be addressing that at the end of this video. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we go any further, I want to talk about today's video sponsor. This video would not be possible if it was not for Phantom Wallet sponsoring today's video, hence the name, Fans Open All Your Cards. Really durable design. This one's the aluminum one. They also offer it in plastic. All the accessories screw on, as you see there, all these little screw holes. Right now I'm running silicone band. I usually run the money clip because it gives you a lot of color accessories. They also offer a clear plastic front for holding IDs, as well as fanning out your keys. I'll display them here on the screen. If you're interested in any of these products, especially their newest one, it's going to be coming out really soon with MagSafe technology, be able to connect it to your iPhone, click the link in the description below. Use Fede10 at checkout. And big shout out to Phantom Wallet for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to it. Amazing sponsors like that are what make videos just like this possible. I spent over $570 on these cranks, my own hard-earned money. Sponsors like that help contribute to be able to make this happen so I can make videos just like this, unbiased reviews. Nobody controls my opinion on this. These are my words. But I did have a conversation with the owner of RNC, which we'll talk about that now before we even open up and talk about the differences between the cranks. I had about a 15-minute long conversation with Ryan Fisk, the owner of RNC. He reached out to me via phone. He first said, I want to apologize for what happened with your cranks and that you were sent those cranks. I'm extremely disappointed and bummed, not that your video is out, but the fact that it failed under those circumstances. So I do have notes that I took on the phone call. Let me pull them out. And just so you know, Ryan Fisk did give me the okay to take notes on the phone call, and he said that everything that he was saying on the phone was able to be relayed to you guys. So he did let me know that he switched from 3-piece to 2-piece on all designs across the board. He said with this specific design, it was his first time doing the press fit design. He had no issues in-house testing. I don't know exactly how many sets he tested in-house or how long, but he said each one was consistent. So he said he's no longer doing that press fit design. He's going to be doing a welded version, which I'm going to show you now. And I'm going to show you the differences on what I got versus what will now be sold. So anytime you buy the RNC Super Lite cranks, you will get the welded version, just like I have here. And also, he said that he sent out under 10 sets, more like 5. I never really got an exact number, okay? So let's just say under 10 sets. My first thing is, since my videos that I've put out, I haven't seen one press release from RNC or anybody else other than myself talking about the issue, how even if it's been resolved, there should be a statement out there that there was an issue. That should be first and foremost. RNC should put out like some type of publicity thing saying, we're no longer doing RNC press fit cranks. This is the reason why. Anybody that received those press fit cranks will be either getting a refund or it fixed. Please contact RNC with any other further information. That's what I would have put out. I haven't seen a post since, and I follow him on Instagram. So with that being said, he did give me the option to have them fixed. I ended up politely declining and saying I would like a full refund. Then I came back and I said, you know what? Let's do a comparison video. If you let me keep the original set to do a comparison video against your new revised version to kind of let people know that things have changed, because I want to bring you guys along for the ride. I mean, I'm not just going to show you the end all like, yep, the cranks failed, this is what you're going to get. This is how it's going to be. No, I'm going to make a revised version video showing you the differences, and these things need to be talked about. This type of transparency needs to happen all across the industry. There's been DMs sent to me that people have said where they said that my last videos should no longer exist on the internet because the situation has been resolved and I've been given a way out and it's being fixed. I politely disagree there because it hasn't been resolved. It may be resolved for me, but if there's other sets out there that exist, I did not get any word that all those people have been reached out to. There hasn't been any type of like a public like newsletter going out to people. You know, I haven't seen anything on Our BMX, Vital BMX, BMX Union, any of those sites letting people know that if you bought these that there was an issue. So it took about 4 or 5 days after my last video to come out, and Ryan sent out a brand new set of the cranks. I'm going to do the comparison right now and show you the differences between the press fit and the welded version. So I have 2 sets here. This is the new version and this is the old version. So as you guys have seen before, This is the Super Lite version crank. This is a 170 millimeter length with a 22mm spindle. These are bossless, which means it's spline drive sprocket. These are the ones I ordered. They come in several different configurations. The press fit design is exactly what we would think. Now that section that people kept on taking a screenshot of is literally like an angle like this, my bike flipped upside down, and they took a screenshot. I received probably like 60 M's of just a screenshot of that, and then a handful of other ones comparing what it looked like on the website finished with a weld. And I was like, wow, how did I not see that? So apparently that's what he planned on doing, and he sent out a bunch that weren't welded and they were just the press fit design like that. So I'm just thankful that I had this issue resolved on just a simple 180 and I was able to make a video and make it known. So the new version looks like this. So they look the same here. I mean, there's the bolt on there. I didn't want to lose it. They look the same here, 22mm, same exact cranks. And to be honest with you, I don't even notice an ugly thing about a weld. I think it looks much better with a weld there. Now, I know that other companies out there did press fit designs like the Twan bolts back in the day, and a handful of other companies I can't think of off the top of my head, but a lot of people tried this design. And I think that this will probably work. The welded version will probably be the way to go, and I'm pretty sure that he said he's going to be doing this on all versions from here on out. Now, what's the difference between these versus any other RNC cranks? Well, it's just the crank arms. You're shading off a little bit of weight, and it just looks cooler seeing them all the way through like that. Now, will it mess with it being weaker? Well, that's a question that I'm going to have to answer for you. I'm going to put these on my bike. I'm going to be sessioning them here quite a bit, and I'll be getting back to you. I'm even going to do some crank arm grinds on here on several different obstacles just to give you guys a full-on review of this and what it should act like under all circumstances. Now, like I said, going back on my notes right now, talking to Ryan, he was very receptive to the things I was saying. He was receptive to the criticism that I had with the customer service section. He apologized for that. He explained to me the issues, and I basically gave him some advice. I told him basically tell me to shut up at any time. Like, if he doesn't want my advice, just tell me to shut the bleep up. Like, joking around, but I was just being straight up. Because at the end of the day, I was saying, like, hey, if you're this busy, you need customer service. You need somebody to handle your Instagram, your Facebook, whatever it is that people contact you. I only reached out to him through DM because I was, for whatever reason, when I was emailing the email address with my concerns, I was getting bounced back. I don't know if that was just on his end or my end or whatever. But yeah, so I reached out to him through direct message, and that's how I was able to get in contact. Not until recently was he like much more like boom, 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 boom on it, because he wanted to resolve this issue. And he let me know that there's several other riders out there that ride him, which I know a lot of people that ride the original RNC cranks, like BK and Scotty runs them. I think Corey runs them. You have Daniel Dares. You have a number of other riders, but I also know of failures, other sets that have failed, and there's actually been injuries. So these aren't for every rider out there. You have to be a certain type of smoothness, I would say. And I'm not saying I'm the smoothest guy out there, but I'm willing to put these things to the test. Now, I have been running profile column cranks for a number of years. I'd probably say like 8 years now, and they are my go-to cranks. They're back on my bike right now. I'm gonna swap them back out for these. And yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna put these things on my bike, put them to the test. All right, so in closing, I'm not gonna spend much time on this, but I do wanna say, I do wanna address some comments basically saying that these videos shouldn't exist and it's hurting a company more than it's helping anyone, and I'm not saving anyone. I disagree, because like I said earlier in the video, I have not seen any type of notification letting people know there was an issue. Even if only 5 to 10 sets were sold, I did not hear of any retraction. Ryan never gave me any notification saying that he reached out to those people. So at the end of the day, those videos will exist until those things happen. And those videos should exist. It's no different than if I bought a Ford F-150, I drove it off the lot and all 4 wheels fell off, and then a news organization wanted to put out a story letting people know that there is a defective Ford F-150 with the wheels falling off. Even if Ford resolved the situation and fixed it so that the buyers no longer have to worry about that, that story should still exist so that other people that would have that manufacturing problem can be notified. So, like I said, if Ford didn't notify people, then that story should definitely still exist. Now, RNC didn't notify anyone, so that story should still exist. So, it's still going to exist, and this is my way of notifying people that the issue has been resolved. These are the new versions, like I said. And the person I'm talking about is Brant, and there's no grudge and there's no animosity, at least on my end, right? And we've had civil discussions about other topics in the past, and we've been able to work our way through it. But I've received probably 6 or 7 different DMs that Brant mentioned this RNC video, like the past 2 videos on his stream. And then a couple of people screen grabbed the videos, not all the whole video, but like a portion of the video, and put it like in a direct message to me. And basically, I saw some comments in there, and they said, "Have Fede on, have him talk about it, blah blah blah." And he was like, "No, I don't have any desire to hear what Fede has to say. Like, here's my open invitation, man. Like, have me on. You can have RNC on, you can have Ricky on, you can have everyone. A guy from Our BMX, have me on. You guys can all have a conversation with me, and we can see basically where everybody sits." So like I said, it's an open invitation. Have me on. I know where RNC stands. I know where you stand. You voiced your opinion. And I think it'd be a great common area for us to voice our opinions together and have a civil discussion. So with that being said, if you guys are interested in seeing more of this RNC stuff, you're going to see at least one more video on these new RNC cranks being installed on my bike. And if you guys are interested in supporting me, support the sponsor of this video, because that is what makes these videos possible. So with that being said, if you guys have any other suggestions for future videos, put them in the comments below. If you guys like this video, drop a like. If you love it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.